Okay, so I have taken a little bit of a break from doing like videos and stuff like that, but I'm going to do this now because I know a lot of people have wanted it, so I'll do it right now. I probably won't end up beating this legit because I haven't played this tower in over half a year. So we're gonna just do that and then restart and just have that in here. Okay, so basically, tower starts off pretty easy. No, actually, no, wait, the tower starts off impossible, actually, because this part's just nil for no reason. But you just kind of get on, like, the stud, and you just kind of get on. You know? I don't know what to say. You just get on the stud, and you just jump and climb the thing, but fortunately, harder than beating COV, so... Oh my god. Don't think anyone will ever do it. There we go. Verified it. First pick. Okay. So you hit this button, you gotta leave this button progress down here, so you don't have to reset. It's not a soft block. Anyway, so different disappearing things. Lighter ones below 1 second. Middle ground with the normal texture. There's inlet one is below 1 second. Normal one is moderate, and then the dark one with the I think it's glue. I'm not really sure. It's a slow disappearing one. So basically, you just jump up onto that. It's kind of a high jump, so you want to kind of do it from a little far away, so you have more time to jump. Just walk across that. So this jump's pretty scary. But just go down, and just jump off, and then just wrap up. You have way more time to do that than you think you do. Wait for it to, like, you see how it does like a tick right before it actually activates? Wait for that tick. It doesn't matter which ladder you jump to. I usually do the blue one. Wait for that tick and then start getting ready to jump to it. So this part, I always do the right button first, where you just do that. And this is just the header. Alright, spinner. I usually jump off of it immediately, like as soon as I land on it, so it doesn't have any time to take me back. These disappear. Just go slow. Or, not too slow, but they don't disappear. I walked off, but whatever. Not sure why I walked off there last time, but you just jump through. Climb, and then fall into here. So this is not a soft block, but rather this. A little secret room down here. If you didn't know, it doesn't, you can't really do anything with it, but it's there. I didn't know that for a while. Don't go all the way up, go like around here. Out. You can go slow on these. Sideways, rapid. This jump's pretty hard right here. So, I'd say probably the best way to do it is to go sideways and just keep lightly tapping the D key until your camera goes through the hole, like so. And then just like jump. This jump's hard. You can also do it forward. If doing it forward is easier for you. Like, I guess you could do it like that if you want, but I think sideways might be a little easier. I don't know. Walk onto the left side of this, quickly turn around it, and then just get downward momentum. Get on the left side of the conveyor, and then as soon as you fall off the conveyor, start holding W and A, and then turn in like that. Alright. Final jump of 1. Just do like a tight wrap. Don't try to climb it, just wrap on top of it. And then you get button progress, and you can skip 1. You can skip up here, which is the end of 1. Instead of having to do 1 again. So, that's very nice, actually. Alright. Floor 2. So, this floor is a little annoying. Well, it's not too hard. So, it consists of these, like, disappearing platforms. You, like, jump and hit them. This flick's pretty long. I recommend just shift flicking and jumping really late. That flick is pretty long. Get on the corner and prepare to do the B block. And just turn around even quickly. This jump, inch down and go at like a slight angle like this. It'll push you back up but just quickly go out of shift lock and shift and jump, and it'll be fine. You can use JToH to hit these walls too, but do that like so. So, something I probably should have mentioned at the start is that, so this is supposed to be spinning, but it gets stuck, like, pretty much every attempt you do, and the only way you can get it unstuck is if you hit it with your body, or if you have Christmas Decoration Launcher, just shoot it and it'll start moving again. Or if you have anything that can shoot a projectile. I don't know if the SD gun would work, but basically if you can shoot a projectile at it, just do that and it'll start moving again. I don't know why they haven't fixed that bug yet. It's really annoying, because it basically forces you to fall if you don't have a projectile. But yeah, that's pretty easy. You just wrap around it, nothing to say about it. But this B-block timing is pretty tricky. But you jump, like, as soon as it does, like, the tick indicating that it's about to appear. Like, so you walk around. Go up to the here, turn a little bit to the left. I usually do this in first person. I climb down, I just turn, just hitter, like so. You can do that however you want, it's not very hard. You can stand on this for longer than you think you need to, but it's pretty simple. Just to get rid of that. Back up here before we do that. Just go sideways in the middle and you get more button progress. It's pretty cool. You don't need to do alternating ladders here. You can just click up that. Simple. Okay. Now, so this really expensive, well, but yeah, stay close here, like that. And then just hit her. Delay your jump on this, like, a lot, and you can, I usually unshift and climb it, but you don't have to do that if you don't want it. It's wraps. This flick is just timing, but you got a net, so it doesn't really matter. Some people usually flick here, but I just kind of jump off of it and then just hit the momentum. Pretty simple. Go all the way up and then turn a little bit. Up. Don't get too close to the right side here, or sometimes you just won't flick. I don't really know why. But go around here. Flick up. Walk to this ladder. Don't wrap around this. Walk a bit. Then jump and hit the button, and then this platform should catch you. You just do the same thing all over again, down here. And you get to move on, just to stick out. So this is also something that should be moving, but this is usually easier to fix. You can shoot it if you want, if you don't want to jump on it. But, yeah, just make sure you get through that gap over here. And then, since there's like little like extensions on it, you can jump later than you think you can. Turn out to do this route. Just have your camera close to your character. It's not too bad. Alright, so this flick, pretty close. You're pretty close to the ceiling, and you could just do like a normal like shift flick to the side, but I feel like sometimes it just doesn't work for me. So what I do is I go to the center. I make sure I'm at the top of the truss, and then I turn, and then I just do like a head hitter. That always seems to work for me, but you can, I don't know, I'm probably just overcomplicating it, but if for some reason you're experiencing the same thing, then you can always do that. Jump to it when it's on this side, wrap in. Don't go all the way up, but be a little bit from the top of it as it goes up, and then do a head hitter. I know that was quick, but it's not too bad. Get yourself aligned in the middle of this. I usually just shift and jump. This jump's pretty hard. Against the edge, turn very slightly. Not too much, because if you turn like this, you probably won't jump. So, turn a little bit. Out, line forward. Just right there. Switch from, so like, as I'm falling down to the conveyor, just tap W to land here, and then hold D instead of W. You should land like that. Now, you can use heli to just stay on the tightrope and go under this, but just keep pushing against it until you slip, and then just realign yourself on the tightrope. And if you keep slipping, just hold W and just do it quickly and get it done and over with. You probably this flick's kind of long. So this, do the wrap when the tick is about to spawn it, like now, and quickly jump to this truss. So for this, you can't go all the way to the left or you'll fall off the truss, but just turn in, don't try to climb it. This wrap, I usually just shift and jump. You can walk down to this truss, but usually I'll just do that. It's pretty simple. This jump's pretty hard. T-post helps a lot with this jump, but if you don't have it, just do it like you're doing the wrap, but don't go back too late. Like, just keep going like this until you eventually hit it, but then you have to wrap really quickly because it will spawn back pretty quick. You can stand on this little ledge right here if you want to, but usually I just, since it's small enough, I just jump over it. Okay, for outside. So, this outside kind of stinks, but it's fine. This jumps pretty far. Watch out for the wedge, it's evil. This button's also evil. Don't flick from the corner of the truss, because you won't flick. So, I'd say get around to like the right side here. Flick, hit the button, and go back on the same side. You could probably also do the same thing on this side as well, if that's more comfortable for you. Okay. This squeeze jump's pretty tricky, but I usually like to do it by back facing it, and in like ghost mode shift lock like this. But yeah. Flick to this, obviously, when it's deactivated. And then the tick it's about to activate, flick up here, and then wrap to the truss on the other side. Like so. Okay, this thing disappears. This thing will end up disappearing, like, pretty much completely. But you don't have to go that fast. You still have to go fast. But don't like, start going like Mach 10. If it disappears entirely, because it doesn't become not collidable until it turns red. So just do it like normal, walk around this, get on this as a ladder, and flick. Yeah, see, it like disappeared completely before it turned red. So as long as you're on it before it turns red, you should be fine. Inch through the gap and then turn yourself to the right, so you push yourself out and do the wrap. So this is way better to go back sooner if you don't hit it. Go like, oh god, okay, yeah. That jump's hard. I don't know why I failed it though, but basically you just turn and you need to go back sooner than you think. Because if, as you saw, I went back way too late. Like, you need to like be really like quick about it. Yeah. And even if you don't hit the button and you have falling down here, you still got this whole thing. You can try again. It's, if T-Boats could hit it from here. But slide. So close. Not possible. No. I don't know. But yeah, it's that's pretty hard. So anyway, you get button progress once you do it. Just stay in first person. Just stay looking forward. Push yourself up against the top and grab out. So this is the button progress right here. So if you fall back, you can do the start at 4 again. You can just do this part and you'll be over here. So you don't have to do the outside again. This thing, I usually skip the middle platform, so I go bottom, top, and then that's it. It's really not that hard, but definitely want to practice it. It's a little scary. You got some basic jumps that don't really need to be explained. Moving section. Moving sections are fun. So, just kind of wrap out farther than you think you need to, and it'll swoop in and pick you up. Flip up the ladder. Yeah, I like to usually fall forward there and then turn sideways. Try to stay away from this little thing right here. This might screw you over. Land on the bottom, click. Just hit it there. Doesn't really matter how you do it. You have a decent amount of time to do these, so just be careful when you do them. Just, yeah. Turn out a lot before you do the wrap. And then this, turn in a lot before you do the wrap. This jump's pretty tricky. So, you basically need to jump out and land on the other side of this ladder. So the tick that it's about to spawn in is when I usually use my Q to jump. Like so. You don't even need it. Like, you can land like here and flick up to here if you really wanted to. But I usually don't even use those little things. You can just climb up. But yeah, get all the way up to here. That jump's pretty long. So yeah, get all the way up to there. Don't go too far to the right here. Go around the middle and flick. This jump's pretty hard too. So you gotta do it pretty quickly, but you don't have to do it like lightning fast. You gotta just like, you can take like a small second, as you can see, to like align yourself, but it's pretty quick. You gotta do it pretty quickly. To bounce off of this, just grab around to the front of it and just hold space. This spinner is pretty easy up until this part, so you walk around here, hit this as soon as you can, and then do the wrap, because it takes a bit of time. Have a little bit of a left angle and hold D. Press that. Go on this, facing this way. So then you get like this like ladder thing here. You can flick off to the very right, it's not very far. So this, don't go all the way up, go around middle, right here, turn to the right, and then do the wrap. Okay. You have a lot more time to stand on these than you think you do, so just take 1 second, just pause, and just be prepared to do the wraparound. This section really isn't as hard as it looks. It's just, a lot of people think you have to like hold D here, when you really don't. But yeah. Anyway, go sideways in the middle, and then just fling. So you can just flick up like the ladder really fast if you wanted to, but the intended way is to just alternate. Yeah, okay. Floor 6. So these do not insta kill you. They'll just send you back to the start of 6, so that's okay. If you're not good at flicking around trusses, I would highly recommend you learn how to. Which I'm not going to show how to, but just figure it out. But if you're not good at them, try to land here, and then get downward momentum. On a higher FPS, that won't work. So just keep that in mind. If you're, I think it'll still work if you use 75. I mean, obviously you can't use anything higher than 75 in JToH, but if you're doing this in like a practice place or something like that, because it's too laggy or whatever, just keep in mind that possibly higher than 75 FPS, that will not work because you're too close to the truss. Or alternatively, you can land on the bottom, which it's harder, but it's possible. You can land on the bottom and flick from there. But I don't usually do either of those. Usually I'll just land here, just flick around. I go around to like the middle of the middle truss, climb down a little bit, and then just downward momentum, have a little bit of a left angle as such. This wrap, turn in and jump like really early. Take your time to set that wrap up. You got time to do it. So jumps you need to jump through like this. I usually get on and I shift click sideways. Like right when it's about to deactivate. Well, not sideways, I meant not sideways. Diagonal. That'll be very useful when we get to... Okay. My friend has a strat for this jump, which is kind of crazy. So you get climbing, alignment key, keep tapping D until you get to the very end here. It's gonna take a little bit. But once you get to the end, just shift flick, and you usually get the boost. Or you will get the boost, not usually. You will get the boost, and you can just do that. This strat is nuts, because this jump is really bad to do. But if you don't want to do whatever that is, just like inch up to like the edge, so you're like half feet on, half feet off. Get on the side, turn, and then just wrap out. But I really don't see why you should have any problems doing this, because that is a really good strat. Not mine though, it's my friends. I won't name them in case they don't want to be named. But so for these truss bounces, try to land on the corners. So, and then just like turn forward, kind of like forward, kind of like that. But yeah, try not to land on the corner. Wrap when it's about to disappear. So, for this part, take your time here. You're not in a rush, but I usually go into ghost mode and I get I look at my left leg and I see it's about halfway off. Then I turn to the side and go into first person really quickly. This is just, it's just patience, because you don't, see, if you're too close, that'll happen. And you don't want to be too far either, or else you just won't grip it. But, it's all in one really quick motion, you could also do it, like, zoomed out if you really wanted to, but I find it easier to go first person. Make sure you tap up before going down the ladder. Wait for this to go, and then flip over it here, and then you don't even have to worry about it. It's on the other side. Take your time, but just walk around. You got way more time to do it than it looks. Hit this wall, go through. A lot of the disappearing platforms, you've probably seen the trend already, but a lot of disappearing platforms don't disappear as fast as you think they do. Like, you don't have to, like, hold, like, forward on them. Just take your time on them. Not too long, obviously, since they still disappear, but, like, you have more time than you think you do. Okay. Anyway, so we gotta go get this button over here, and it's literally just a ladder flick. You just kind of flick up, hit the button, pretty simple. This jump's pretty fun. So, line up, and line up with this stud, part of the stud texture right here, turn to the left, and then just jump and climb the truss. I mean, you don't have to do that, that's just an alignment I found. Like, you can go, like, all the way up here if you really wanted to and go like that, but this is just a little weird alignment that I found that just kind of works. But you shouldn't really struggle with that, I do ToUA. Just head hitter down, try not to get hit by this thing, because it will send you back to start of 6 like that, which is not good. You don't want that. Around halfway up. Go at an angle, so you're angling out. Wrap. Down the corner, climb down. This thing's weird. So, you can, like, kind of just back up and, like, walk, or, like, you don't even have to get on the, like, the slope, like, the edge. You just, if you, like, angle yourself properly here, you can just I go like that, but it's not really super reliable. So I'd recommend getting on the slip a little bit, and then turning, and then just holding D. Because, like, this will stop you from moving, like, a little bit, but you still should be able to fall onto platform. I don't know. It's not too hard. Okay, floor 7. So you got these pretty fast ladder flips you gotta do here, but they're netted, so there's really nothing to say about them. Around that. I usually just get up the very edge and then shift and jump. Around the middle. Remember, it's not against the wall, so be careful there. Make sure to just jump out sideways and then turn after you jump. So this, put your mouse in like the middle of this stone texture. Climb, tap up to make sure you won't fall off. Climb down, turn back forward, first person, and then just. You could alternatively do, like, you don't even have to do that. You could just turn without doing any of that, like zoom out and zooming in, but I would highly recommend the zooming out and zooming in as it's more reliable. Okay, lodge. So jump into it, hold W and D, and turn forward. You won't lose height as long as you're holding W and D. And facing completely forward in the lodge. This will come in handy later on the floor. But turn a little bit to the side since this lodge, and then once you get to the end, just like wiggle like slightly if it's not pushing you out, like that, and it'll push you out. This lodge is different because, as you can see, there's like little parts right here that cause for like a little bit of a bend, so it'll push you easier. But when you get up to this lodge section up here, it'll be different. So, flip up to here. Go into first person. Jump down and just... You gotta land pretty low. But you just kind of hold space and you just bounce off. It's pretty tricky. This jump is really tricky. You can land on it, like, without it disappearing. Like, you can land on it and like really quickly get like a type of downward momentum. That helps you at all. Which is probably the better way to do it. But you could also just bounce off of it if you want. Ladder. This you need to know how to flick around the truss, because there's no way you're getting from this side to this side, probably. But anyway, flick around in here. Jump to here and hold space, and you'll go up. Wrap from the bottom of this wedge. So this is what I meant by the diagonal shift flicking will come in handy on this floor. You want to do it here. If you do end up falling pretty high, or getting pretty high up on the ladders, you try to do it from the bottom, so you slowly go up. Such. I'll try to do it backwards as well. Just try to start low. Actually, I'll do it one more time. So start low, and then just continue the flick as you go. This is gonna take a little bit to get down. I would highly recommend practicing this so you don't get stuck here for... Even if you don't flick on that last one, you could still land here as long as you're high enough. Like, I'm pretty sure as long as you're like all the way up here, you can just hold W. Yeah, and you'll just land. You only have to get 3 of them, really. The second and the third one are usually the hardest, so... Alright, so, this flick's pretty hard, I'm gonna be honest. So this is another diagonal flick, but line it up backwards and go into ghost mode, land, and then I usually just diagonal flick when it's about to deactivate. This is also another thing you really want to practice. It's pretty hard. God, I cannot. I usually just do this forwards. Stand here, just wrap up to kind of the edge of the, like, that little part of the spinner, and wrap up to here. Get on this. There's a little part that sticks out, so this isn't as hard as it looks. Push yourself out, land on this, and then get stuck on the wall. That would be pretty bad. Wrap up to here. You can use T-pose for this if you want, but you have to do it backwards. You will hit it if you do it forward. So make sure you do that backwards. This is pretty simple. Just gonna back the button, and then you have the 7 outside button progress. So that's pretty good. You just go here and climb down, click over to here, and there's your button progress. A very start of 7. You can just bam, you already passed the outside. Now, alternatively, if you're like, I ain't doing all that, I ain't doing this outside, you can do this, where if you go here, and you go up here, and you do a little bit of a wall hop up here, you do this, and bam. So I don't know where this ends. Well, it's like right where the bottom of this like little thing is where it kind of starts. Around here, a little bit farther than the bottom of it. Yep, you just go around. How long does this go for? It's to about here. You can just jump onto this. Just be careful. Try not to inch the edge too far. And then look where we are. Already at the button. I can't stress enough. Only do that skip once you get the button with the beat block ladders. You will be kicked if you don't do the beat block ladders at the start over here where I got this button. Do that section first. Then you can do the skip if you want. Because my friend got kicked for not doing that section. So do that section first. Then you're all set. Okay, moving on. Don't go too high. A little bit higher than the middle. Turn a little bit. Now, this is just get over to the edge, flick, and jump late. Alright, so this is where I said lodging was going to come in handy. So let me go a little bit into the fundamentals of lodging. So, lodging. Holding W and D and going straight forward as such will make it so you don't move at all. You're just not moving. And the timing to lodge is at the peak of your jump. Like you don't want to like jump immediately and start lodging. That's just how you lose height. So jump, peak of your jump, and turn forward and hold W and D. Or you can hold W and A. That works too. But I usually hold W and D. Now what you want to do is you want to turn to the side. It matters what side you turn to. So if you turn left to move forward when you're holding W and D, like this. And then if you're holding W and A, you turn to the right to move forward. So I'm going to use W and D since that's my more dominant side. So just turn a little bit to the left until you get over this beat block, land on it, do the same thing, turn sideways, launch the peak of your jump, turn forward, inch yourself slowly, land, and there you go. So that's going to take a little bit of practice, but just remember that as long as you're holding W and D or W and A and you're facing straight forward, you won't move at all. So just like this, like you just won't move at all. You're stuck as long as you're holding W and D and facing forward. Like you can even go out of shift lock as long as you're holding the keys and facing your camera forward, like you're not moving. I'll do it one more time just to show, because this part's pretty tricky if you don't know how to do it. Like that. Practice that part, practice. You will get used to it, actually. Okay. So, just hold W. You mean you can jump, but like it'll put you up here. Just go to the marker. And there's also the lighter red block here is also a marker. So jump to it, and then flick. You do not have to flick too fast. They disappear pretty quickly, honestly. So, where'd it go? Oh. So you just go here, flick up, go to this truss, and flick up here. And now we're on 8. 8 is pretty hard. This is where the tower starts to get really hard. So, spinner. Here. Land on, so wait. Bounce off that truss. Go to this ladder. This is where you can take a break if you want. That first part of that spinner is definitely the hardest part. Just a gap. Make sure you push yourself out. Walk around on the right side. It's just to walk around, so be careful. And you jump to the spinner section. Jump to this from the side, and then do your head hitter. It doesn't disappear too fast, so you just take a second to like pause and then do it. So for this truss, land on the very right side, go all the way up as far as you can, and then quickly flick around, because the truss will disappear very soon after you've reached the top. Flick around to go to the right. So for this, so you want to focus on wrapping out. So as you can see, like, my camera's under the wedge right now. So inch to the right enough to the point where your camera is not under the wedge. Hold D and jump late and wrap onto the wedge. This jump's also pretty tricky. You want to make sure your character's also, like, mostly not... Or you want to... If you can see your full arm... Like, I can see a little bit of my hat as well, but if you can see your full arm, that should be enough to just be able to jump, wrap out, and jump late. This jump's pretty... Like, switch from holding W straight to D, and then jump immediately. Jump late. That jump's pretty hard, so... make sure you're not at the very front of the conveyor. A little bit back. That jump's hard. Practice that. Anyway, that's pretty free. There. Go around, like, around here-ish, so, like, halfway in between. Look out. Hold space on this, and then go to the side once you're able to. So this is like a high jump thing, a jig or whatever. It's not... Usually what I do is I'll just, like, jump to the front, and then I'll turn, and I'll just do it like how I do a normal one. You just have to do it a little quick, because the conveyor will take you back kind of quickly. And you could actually skip this jump if you go around back here. You can, like, climb up, like, this structure here, kinda. And you could just skip it like that. Definitely not intentional. And I suppose that also allows you to be able to do, like, a wall hop skip here, where you just, like, wall hop around the frame. Maybe if I didn't stink. Yeah, but then you kind of get this little thing here, and it's like, kind of ruins your life. Or you could land here, actually. That's a crazy skip, actually. Let's skip some hard parts. I don't know how I found that. Or you could go around the entire right side, and I guess that has the same effect. What the heck? Why did my character just, like, fling like that? That was so weird. I really want to try that now. Hold on. Could you stop here? I suppose you could make that jump. Maybe. I don't know. The jump looks a little hard, though. Huh. It's possible. But there's not much wall hopping to have left after that. Yeah, you could technically just go from there all the way to the end of 8, or just go straight to 9. But, I don't know if that skips a checkpoint, so I guess you can use the recovery if you really wanted to. But anyway, back to our regular disabled broadcast. Yeah. Alright, ladders. Not the same as trusses. Make sure you go all the way up on ladders before you climb back down. Unless you just land there. And you only have to go up to readjust yourself. But if you land too high like this, don't Don't just try to flick from there. Just go all the way up, then go down. Put the marker, flip around. You can either do this kind of the easy way or the hard way. So you can either time this, which is pretty hard, I'm gonna be honest. Or you can either go to the left or the right side, climb down, flick around. So, flicking around, the ladder is definitely easier than the farmer, but you know how it is. Alright. There's trust. So this thing disappears kind of quickly. So you can just bounce off of it if you wanted to. But that kind of stopped being consistent for me at one point. I don't know why. I just like couldn't do it. Like, it would just stop working. You do have like a little bit of a second to just like pause. I got downward momentum. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to get upward momentum. Like so. Bouncing kind of seems like it's just easier. But you could get upward momentum if you find that easier. Don't want to get that. There we go. Upward momentum. So, I don't know if this thing stops moving at some points too, but whatever that is. This wall hop, that jump's really scary. You could also do it like this if you wanted to, which I find really uncomfortable. I don't like doing that. I just usually just... Oh my god. Usually I just kind of flick. This is like a 360 wrap, so you have to wrap, hit this button, and go all the way around, and then right there, all the way up on the ladder, flick, go all the way back up, go down, and flick. Never just... Okay, once you hit this button, don't just start going down from here. Even though it would work, just rather to be safe than sorry. Hit the button, go all the way back up, go down. Okay, now we're actually on 9. So this, just hold W, keep going up. That'll teleport you. So flick when you get to around the like second last truss, and just land on that truss down there, and then just flick to get it. So just hold A, kinda. So this wrap's pretty hard, but it's pretty safe for the most part as long as you don't get stuck on the first wall. Just like go up to it and then just like flick in and hold A, and you should get around the first wall pretty easy and just wiggle to make it to the next one. Walk around. Even if you land here, you're fine. If you just head hitter. No, can you do it? Normal head hitter here. Just go out of shift lock and do like a pre-enter shift lock head hitter. Fine. And jump, get onto the little like extension part right here. Turn a little bit to the left. Tap out. Climb the ladder. Pull W and land on this truss. You can flick out from here. Just kind of go near the bottom. Just make sure you inch out a decent amount. Kind of go from the bottom, turn in a little bit, and then just jump and flick in pretty sharply. That. This jump is pretty hard. So usually I just like to align it so I'm like backwards like this, but then I can zoom out and look at the ladder here. And then I hold A, land on the ladder, and flick around. You could also do this in first person, and you can just use like the sound of the beat blocks as a timing if you want. But I like to be able to see it rather than hear it, or if you just have your volume off or whatever. But this works just as fine. Just make sure you have the right angle. Like if you're angled like this, like you'll just jump into the wall like that. You need to have a left angle. So think out have a left angle rather than a right angle, and you could do the jump. Okay. This part's pretty easy. Kind of just do same thing as like a conveyor. Just keep tapping W. So D, W. Drop down and land on the ladder. This jump's pretty long. wiggle. 9 outside. Those look really scary and really hard, but it's not actually hard as it looks. So, jump up onto it. Just keep in mind that you're spinning. Like, just try to, like, adjust your jump compared to that. So since you're spinning clockwise, you kind of want to jump a little bit more left on most jumps. So, like, I'm really hard to practice this part since it moves constantly. So, like, I would originally have an angle like this if it was a normal jump, but since we're rotating clockwise, I'm gonna have a little bit more of a left angle. It'll work. And you just jump forward, try to hit the pole. Forward here. Don't go all the way down this, go right in the middle, and then just jump forward, and it should swing around and catch you. Like, try to aim for, like, here, and then this will pick you up. Let's go. Wrap out, don't blade. It's a 3-step walk around, but since you're moving, it's easy. Do a reverse head hitter. Then you got this like wall hop here, but even if you fail it, it's no big deal because you got like this little like thing slam. And then you get the button progress, the final button progress, kind of final button progress of the tower. There's like one more, but it's over like a net, and it's like 2 jumps, so that's really bad. Anyway, this will teleport you back to the beginning of 9, so don't touch that. Next part of 9. So get up to the very edge, like this, climb down a little, and then flick and go around. This, go to like the bottom, like right where this little extended part starts, go around to here, jump late. This, just jump sideways, and then just unshift walk. When you're heading back towards the truss. Never take away this angle. Just sideways, unshift block. Flick up, and jump across. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't come back for a little bit, so. Yeah. Don't get too close to the couple blocks there. This just get like a big angle before you do this jump. Burn a lot, and then conveyor. So stay in the middle, get up to the edge, and then just kind of flip out like I just did right there before you do before going forward again. Just look out, and you should get around the wall as long as you look out. This jump's pretty tricky. So go all the way up, get on like the corner. Not really like the corner, but like here. And then you want to go backwards, get down with them, just turn around that. You can do this forward if you want to, but it's a little bit scarier. Because you kind of gotta get a farther out angle so your arms don't touch it, but whatever way works better for you. Okay, floor 10. 10's a really fun floor. So you're gonna need to bounce off this truss twice. The first one's an actual just bounce, but the second one, pause for a split second and get downward momentum. So you bounce, pause, and then get downward momentum. You gotta do it really quick though, as you can see. That truss does not last very long. There we go. You can do a double bounce if you really wanted to, but I always found that to be more inconsistent. Like, yeah, it just kind of like hit your head on something. So bounce, quick down momentum. Wrap out, land forward, go sideways, long jump. So this, just like the thing you can do on floor 7, you can also do here, where you just hold W and D and turn forward, and you won't move. Slowly turn to the left a little bit, just to push yourself down until you fall on the truss. Okay. This timing is pretty hard. So you got to do this like right before the tick signifying it's about to appear. So like right now. You can't do it at the tick, when it's about to appear. You gotta do it like a very split second before it, I think. Or maybe you can do it at the pick, actually. Yeah, you can do it at the pick too, but that flicks pretty hard. This part's also pretty hard, so you click here. I gotta click through. This could say controlled that part, and then this. Hold W, because this can also get stuck. As if you're not holding W, so keep holding W as soon as it gets there. Just keep holding W, and then move to the right side to get around it. This part kind of stinks. But, stay in the middle, then just move to the right, and just let it push around the wall, and then get here. Try not to flick on it. Like, you can do a flick, but as long as you... just try to stay on it. I'll do one more time. So hold W as soon as you jump onto it, so it moves on cycle. Stay in the middle, and just move to the right. It will push you off, so it's probably better to get, like, have a little bit of a left angle so you can get farther to the right side of the truss. Like, so. I don't know. You can probably flick around that, like, do like a little flick around the wall, if that's not comfortable for you. I don't know. I always thought that was pretty sketch, but okay. Have a left angle toward here. Flick from like middle bottom, kinda. Pretty simple. Walk around. So this is another launch thing. Get into the blue one and just turn and hold W and D. And turn forward. And then, as long as you're holding W, and then switch to W right when it disappears. So, you go forward. Pretty simple. This just back up for it and wrap up. Go all the way up before you go down. Click around. Where did my jump go? Jump kind of just disappeared. Where are you going? How do I not grip that? These. Round. And then click from here. You can also go all the way up if you want to readjust. I usually do this on the red side. Wait for it to appear. Hold space up it. This part's weird. I don't know this part. You just try to flick from the bottom and flick around. You can do a shift flick if you want, but sometimes you tend to just like get really high up on the ladder, like up here, and then boom, what are you gonna do now? Kind of annoying. But yeah, this part's annoying. You gotta like if you somehow get to the top of this ladder, you can just flick from the top and you can land on the button like I just showed. But usually you won't really be in a position to do that, so this part's just stupid, but it's over a net. So it's not that hard. I hate it though. This button's stupid. You only have to do it once though. There we go. See, that was good, but like most of the time that won't happen. And shift lock midair, climb that. Don't do that. I'm really dumb. Go to the left side and jump to here, so you don't get blocked by the ceiling. You know, that'd be really sad. You pretty much pass every hard part. Have a little bit of a right angle so you don't rip the ladder immediately. Land on the bottom of it, and turn forward when you get to like near the bottom of the ladder, and then grip it, click up. Take your time on these disappearing platforms. They don't disappear that fast. Same thing with this walk around. Just careful on it. Have a little bit of a left angle, hold D, and just get here, click. Again, don't do it super fast. Click from here, and then just tap space. Try to land on the corner. Just don't flick off the corner of this one. Get on the side here. Click, and then just jump off. You have time. Basically the last jump at the tower. Long jump. And then the rest of this final stretch is, like, literally, like, medium difficulty. It's super easy. Like, yeah, you basically beat it if you do that long jump. And if you're not really dumb. Like, really, really dumb. Or, like, your cat steps on your keyboard and... or your house explodes or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. That's it. So, Tower itself is honestly pretty good for what it is, but because it has button progress, it's a ToAM-like situation where it's just annoying, and your run is like 3 hours long. You don't want to leave. You don't want to, like, leave the game because you want to keep your button progress and whatever. But this tower, in my opinion, this tower's way better than ToAM, so... yeah, it's not too bad, though. Pretty complex, so... helps you because... some of the jumps are pretty weird and pretty foreign, so... yeah.